So, I feel bad for Pete Davidson. He's made a lot of mistakes, but he's apologized for them. And on top of that, there was rumors, which I assume is why people hate him the way that they do. There were rumors about him sending pictures of him and Ariana in like compromising situations to Mac Miller right before he died. But those were rumors. People don't really check. The things that he did, like joking about replacing Ariana's birth control with Tic Tacs and essentially excusing the behavior of the priest who groped her, is not okay. But at least the first one was most likely a joke because he's a comedian. And I think he's apologized for them both. I'm not particularly sure. But this is a guy who makes jokes about his dad dying in 9/11, most likely as a coping mechanism. And Pete Davidson has borderline personality disorder, and I do too. So I get that things are kind of difficult when you have that. And for a lot of people, I don't know if it's the same way for him, you end up obsessing a lot about people and things, and you end up having what some people refer to as like a favorite person. And for him, that could have been Ariana. So since the split, he hasn't seemed to be okay. It's good that he's getting help right now, but it's scary that one post about not really wanting to live brought the cops to his house immediately. I post about things such as that frequently. And if every time I did, like I do when I'm venting, I don't post things about like, like I'm going to do this tonight or something. It's just kind of like I don't want to be here anymore. If every time I did that, somebody sent the police to my house, I wouldn't feel like I could trust anybody. I don't know if that's the same way for him, but it just kind of brought to my attention that like you probably can't even vent as a celebrity, at least about that in this day and age, and it's kind of sad. And plus, this guy went from being not really well known, even though he was on SNL, to being somebody who was really in the spotlight because he was with Ariana, and that's when like Mac Miller died. And after he passed away, I feel like a lot of the attention was put on her and Pete. And that's hard. It's not easy going from not really having to watch what you say and how you say it and what can be that offensive to essentially everybody hating you because you told a joke that you thought was funny that was actually pretty offensive. I think he apologized. I know I said that like 4 times, but I don't know. I just feel bad that so many people hate him when he's just a guy. He's trying to get help, and people are mad that he kind of made fun of Kanye West about talking about going off of his medication. But he wasn't really talking bad about, I don't know. People are making out to be a lot worse than it was, because he was basically just telling them to go back on the meds, and that having a mental illness isn't an excuse to be a jackass. Which is true. Pete realizes that, and he's mentally ill. A lot of us realize that. So I don't think it was that bad. I don't know. I'm ranting. I feel bad for Pete. And it's weird that, like, a lot of people hate him so much for Ariana. And she isn't as mad. But it's like, it's almost like they're trying to drive him to, like, try to kill himself or something. Which sounds kind of weird to say, but it's like you gotta be careful with people. And even if you hate him so much that you don't care if that happens, but you're like, you really care about Ariana, you saw how not okay she was when Mac died. So even if you would prefer if Pete did. You should probably chill, because even if you don't care about him as a person, which is kind of messed up, Ariana is not going to be okay if something happens to him too. So think about it like that. I know a lot of people aren't really focused on celebrities and things, but there's a lot of people who are, and if you're just going to repeatedly come after a guy who's not doing okay at all, that's not really okay. He needs help, and he's getting help, but coming after him when he needs people and support isn't going to make anything better. And if you're doing it because you're Team Ariana or whatever, she's not happy about it either, because she still cares about him. So just stop. He's had enough. I know this was like a really weird and stupid video to make, but I just feel bad for the guy. He doesn't deserve that. And it's nice that he's kind of bringing awareness to borderline personality disorder, because I don't think I've heard of any other celebrities who had it. It's always like bipolar disorder or depression or anxiety, which I have anxiety and depression as well. But nobody really hears about borderline, so I don't know. That's kind of nice. Try to take it easy on him.